Hi everyone, welcome to AI on BNB, and today we are diving into cutting-edge AI projects built on BNB Chain, which is ChainGPT and BitGPT. And you will hear directly from the team, see live demos, and learn how they are reshaping the future of AI and Web3. And don't forget to comment your questions under the X slide post, and selected question each win 50 worth of tokens. Then first, let's welcome Chris, our Senior Marketing Manager from ChainGPT.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Chris. The stage is yours.
Cool. Well, thanks for having me, Tiana. Always nice to be on with BNB here. So let me just share my screen. If you're not familiar with ChainGPT, we are a Web3 AI infrastructure with a ton of cool different tools for you to use. We have a chatbot, AI news model, smart contract generator and auditor, AI NFT generator. We have a whole blockchain that we're developing called AIVM, which is really cool. AI trading assistant, API, SDK stack, and of course, most people know our two launch pads, ChainGPT Pad and Degen Pad, and CryptoGuard, which is our Web3 security solution. If you go on our website, you can see a number of case studies about how we've integrated our tech with some of the leading companies in Web3, including like Certic, of course, Binance Square. And we love working with BNB Chain. So yeah, here's a quick little diagram that shows you all the sort of areas of our ecosystem here that you can check out. It's pretty handy there, and how our token works in our infrastructure. It's also going to be pivotal to our AIVM ecosystem. Looking forward to talking a little bit more about that. That is still pre-testnet, so I don't have a demo to show today, but you can definitely look up AIVM and check it out yourselves. And yeah, here's some of our launch pad. And then we have some free daily usages on a lot of the tools I'm going to talk about. And then for advanced usage, of course, there's some credits that you can buy through our website. Okay, so let's get into the demo portion of today's chat. So I want to bring you to the ChainGPT AI Hub. So this is where you're going to find access to all our tools, including our chatbots. You can see here our quick access, ask crypto people, smart contract generator and auditor, and trading assistant as well. So why don't we start with the basics, which is our chatbot here. So for example, I might start by asking it, what can you tell me about BNB Chain? Okay, so this tool, and let me just, I can expand the chat here. This tool basically has access to live on-chain blockchain data. It also has access to all of the leading white papers and information about almost every crypto project that you can imagine, right? So you can see here that I asked it a simple question and it gave me a great answer about BNB Chain, how it works, and all of the community growth that it's experiencing, its ecosystem, and of course, newer stuff too. So up-to-date information like OP-BNB, BNB Greenfield, and then use cases as well. So this chatbot is really handy. It can also analyze like real-life wallets. So if you give it a wallet address, for example, you can put it in here and it can tell you like the distribution of tokens and so on. So this is a really handy tool, especially like for me when I was, for example, when I worked at BNB, and I was having to work on things like BNB Greenfield and OP-BNB, and there was terms that would come up that I didn't know. I could type in these crypto-specific terms, and the chatbot would give me really detailed answers. Obviously, there's a ton of different LLMs that you can use, right? Ours was trained specifically on Web3 information, so I think it has the edge in that way. So the chatbot is an extremely useful tool. I use it regularly for my work as I work in crypto, so I recommend that everybody check it out. We have a couple other cool things that you can do here. One of the fun sort of toys on our app here is the Ask Crypto people. So basically you'll see a bunch of people here who you'll probably recognize from the industry. And basically like these are chatbots, right? So for example, since we're doing BNB today, we can do CZ, right? So we can say, why was BNB Chain created? So put that in there. And just in the meantime, while we wait for CZ to give us our answer, you can check out the dashboards here. We have top trending coins here. We have top AI coins also that you can check out here. And then as you see here, CZ is giving us his AI perspective. Obviously, guys, not the real CZ, but he's giving us the information here that we asked for. So this is a really cool tool because it's been trained on each of these individuals, and you can sort of have a little chat with them, and we've had some pretty funny conversations. Okay, so now if you're a developer and you're listening, you're probably going to be interested in this next part here. So let's talk about the AI smart contract generator and auditor. We have a tool here that can basically create any smart contract for you, and it can also deploy and audit your contracts as well, all within this console that we're looking at right now. So right now I'm going to go to our smart contract auditor. Let's start with a generation here. So I'll go to the generator, and I'm going to tell it generate me meme coin. I'll zoom in here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Generate me a meme coin on BNB Chain called Dragon Unicorn. I completely just made that up. So we're going to ask it to generate this, and here you go. Right away, it's come up with everything that you could need, right? So you've got your name, your token symbol, everything that would be relevant to creating this token. So what else have we got here? We've got the fixed supply, the implementation for gas, and of course it's BSC compatible because we love to rock with BNB here at Chain GPT. And you can see here, here's the Solidity code. Obviously, this is a really simple one, right, guys? I didn't like set a bunch of parameters and stuff like that. This is just a demo, but you can literally go through and compile your contract. So let's check it out. And these are all the different ways that you can sort of generate contracts. Let's now go to our auditor tool. So I want you guys to check out how this works. So basically, as you guys know, with smart contracts, there's tons of flaws and security issues that come with working in a smart contract situation. So we need to make sure that those are safe and protected. So I have prepared an example. I'm just going to copy paste it off the side here. A quick audit contract. So we're going to go by contract code. Let me bring this out here so you can see it a bit bigger. And then I'm going to go ahead and proceed here. I'm going to type in this code. So this is a code where I basically got some broken code, and I just wanted to sort of have this in here as an example. So this is some broken code, and you can see the audit summary is basically already done within like a second, right? So it explains to you the overview, like what is the problem with the code. There's a crucial vulnerability. Oh, here it goes, even more stuff. It says crucial vulnerability in the withdraw function that can lead to a reentrancy attack. So it not only fixes the code for you, but it explains like exactly why there's an issue here. So this is the issue with the code. It breaks down every single individual problem with the code. And then obviously it gives you the fixed code right here and additional recommendations. So obviously I'm not a coder. You guys know me. I'm like a marketing person, social media manager. So but I think one thing that really appeals to me about this is it kind of has a great look to it. It's not just like white background, black text. I like the usage of like the colors, which really help like key terms stand out. I like the way that the code has these different colors as well, so you can tell like what the different segments are, and it's really easy to copy it and then apply it to your basic smart contract. And you can also go in and adjust a number of settings here through here. So this is a quick look at our AI smart contract auditor and generator. If you're someone who's just got into Web3 and you want to build something and you are not sure how to get started, I would highly recommend that, you know, any code that you generate with somewhere else or that you write yourself, you run through our auditor, and any code that you might not know how to create, ask our generator, give it a try. And there's also API SDK access to the chatbot and this tool that we just talked about later on. So that for you to use at another time. And I think that's really useful for developers out there as well. Okay, so let's move on now to our AI trading assistant. This is a really fun tool that people tend to enjoy. So basically, you can pick any coin that you want. So for example, let's take a look again at BNB. And we can basically ask for a time frame here. So it's going to analyze BNB on any of these time frames. So let's say like in the last week, and you guys will recognize a lot of these chart signals, right? So double top, double bottom, head and shoulders, so on and so forth. So you can basically click one of these, and it will just perform a very quick analysis for you here. In this case, telling you that a double top was not found. So you can play around with a ton of different coins and different chart signals, and this can be really handy. Like I remember when I first started out, trading crypto when I was younger, and I've obviously lost a ton of money. I'm guessing a lot of us did back in the day when we were first learning. This is a really cool tool that you can use and make sure that you are understanding what each of these signals mean, and hopefully could assist you in your trading journey. So a couple more things to go through. There's a lot to talk about with ChainGPT, so I'm always in a little bit of a rush to talk about every single thing we have here. You might be interested to see our AI news, which has recently had an overhaul. So basically, we have AI agents which crawl Web3 and search for the best Web3 news of all time. It looks like we have this new visual style for the AI generated images to accompany the articles. I actually think it's quite cool. So if you click on this, for example, this is about Carve and their autonomous AI beings, and you'll see that there's a little article here for you to read. This is something that I look at on a daily basis. It's really useful for keeping up with the industry, finding out about what like the latest trends are and stuff like that. We also have a couple of AI agents as well. So, for example, if I go to this link from this page here, we have an AI agent on X. So not only does it post to our app, but it also posts obviously right onto social media, which is sometimes like an easier way to interact with it. So cool. Let's go back now to our AI hub. Let's see here, one sec. And I have a couple guys, if you're listening, I have a couple world exclusives that I want to share with you right now of things that are coming to ChainGPT that I think you're really going to enjoy. So first one here is going to be our AI agent and meme coin launchpad. This is literally, nobody has ever seen this before. So this is like a world exclusive for this stream. So this is, by the way, this is a mock-up. This is a Figma file because the website isn't fully launched, right? We're planning to launch it very soon, so stay tuned. And basically, this is going to be the best option for you to deploy your own meme coin that can also be an AI agent. So you can train it to post on X, just like we were showing just now. And it's really cool. There's a ton of cool things that you can do. You can see here, like once you've launched your agent, similar to products like Pump.Fun, you can see the chart here, how it's performing and stuff like that. And there's a ton of different methods for developing your agent too. So you can build one manually. There's a one-click creation option. And yeah, you can see here like sort of how you go through and train your agent here. So cgpt.fun, this is kind of like the announcement right now. Like it's been in stealth mode for a long time, but we think this is going to be an amazing product on BNB Chain, and of course it's going to be native to BNB Chain because we love it. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I've already launched my own coin of my cat, whose name is Luna, and she's on here. So really looking forward to seeing what everybody else builds. And I think it's going to be, just extremely hype. But I also have one other amazing piece of alpha to share with you guys. I've been given permission to talk about today. So we have an InfoFi tool that is coming to ChainGPT, and I think it's going to be super interesting. So let me share with you another set of mock-ups here. This is our InfoFi hub. And you can see here, this is just one of the areas. So basically, the app that I showed you a few minutes ago is going to completely change, and it's going to have a ton of new tools here. So you can see that like there's going to be more information about AI signals, dominance in the market, fear and greed index, overall market cap, stable coin supply. So this is going to be like that dashboard that you're going to want to look at every single day, because that's all the information that you need to take on the markets. So there's a ton of different things to show here that they sent over, but there's also a market research tool as well. So you can basically look into things like mind share. So you can see here, for example, BTC, what is the mind share? What is the sentiment? So these are sort of like InfoFi metrics that go beyond the average dashboard that you might see. So the hope is that every single trader and person that's passionate about crypto will come to this dashboard every single day, because it's going to give you all the information that you need in one spot. So I'm really excited to talk about or to share this information about cgpt.fun, and of course the InfoFi tool here. I think I'm at my 15 minutes, so I've run out of time, but I'll just really quickly talk about our NFT generator. So we have this amazing tool with AI that you can generate any NFT that you want, and of course mint them on BNB Chain. So you can see here, for example, if I type in like a yellow, like anime robot representing BNB Chain, you can see here that you can choose your model. We have a ton of competitive models that are being updated all the time. You can generate collections of up to 10,000 NFTs. And we recently announced that you can mint directly on platforms like Magic Eden as well. So there's tons of versatility. And then once you go through that process, I'll show you what it ends up looking like. So these would be the NFTs, right? So you would look at them and say, which one do I want? Which one is the coolest? So I would pick this one, for example, and then I would go to mint NFT. And just like we did earlier, we're going to give a name, token symbol, and then description. And then you can mint your NFT right onto BNB Chain. So like I said, there's so many things happening at ChainGPT, so many products that it's kind of hard to cover them all in detail at once. So I invite everybody that's listening to follow us on social media, check out our website, check out our app. And as I said, stay tuned for more announcements about cgpt.fun or InfoFi tools. And then in the months to come, more information about AIVM, which is going to be our layer 1 blockchain. We're basically planning to build an entire Web3 AI economy and infrastructure on our own L1. So let's leave it there for now. I know that there's going to be some questions as well. And yeah, thank you to everybody for listening. That was fun.
Thank Chris for the amazing demo. I see there are already accumulated more than 100 comments. Then you can pick from the X-Slide post and choose the 2 questions which you are most interested to and to answer them. Yeah.
Okay. So.
And meanwhile, everyone do comment your questions.
So sorry, Tiana, where do I see the questions?
Yeah, you can check the Telegram group. I send a link there.
Okay, all right. Let me find this here. Oh, so they're the comments on the tweet.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Okay, so somebody asks here, how will cgpt.fun differentiate from other .fun launch your own token style meme coin launchers? So I think it's a great question, and it's really important. So the one that sticks out most to me for cgpt.fun, and I'll just share this up again, is that you can actually agentify your meme coin. So basically, instead of it just being a meme coin, you can literally train it to auto post for you on Twitter. It can become a Telegram or Discord bot, as you can see here on the side here. And it's super interactive in that way. So imagine this, like you create a meme coin for your small business. Maybe you own like a taco truck or something like that. And then you can train it to make silly tweets about tacos. Maybe that's a crazy example, but this is just sort of the things that we're hearing about when people are testing this product. You can literally take anything, whether it's like an inside joke with your friends, something crazy. Maybe you're an existing creator and you want your own coin, like you have a brand and you want to bring it to Web3. This is the perfect way. So not only can you not only can you launch your coin, but you can also agentify it. So that's why I think that this product is completely different than anything else you've seen on the meme coin style. So on the meme coin side, I should say. So okay, that's the first question. Let me return back to our lists. Tiana, do you want me to send you the links of the questions, or you know which ones I picked?
Yep. Yeah, drop the link later to me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll drop the link in here. So here's the first one. Congratulations to Suni. Congrats, picture question. And let's go now to our next question. I'll pick it here. Someone's asked about 8 questions. Shout out to them. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, definitely. So someone asked here, it's a determinator who asked many, many questions. So shout out to you for your persistence. Can the ChainGPT chatbot provide real-time crypto market insights or price feeds, and how accurate are its predictions? So at this time, the chatbot can basically, if you type in any coin, it can give you some analysis of, so let's say analysis of BNB, and it can tell you about the real-time price feed and a bunch of other information about it. So I definitely recommend that you go to the app, go to the chatbot, ask it about any crypto you want, and you're going to see it bring out a ton of different information about the coin and all of its properties. And as I say, guys, it's based on real-time blockchain data, which is like extremely useful. So yeah, those would be my answers to the 2 questions, Tiana.
Thank you, Chris. I think then let's wrap up your pod, and great to have you here today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. We love doing stuff with BNB. Obviously, we have a ton of new products coming out on BNB soon. So really, really fun to be on the space today. Looking forward to hearing our next speaker. And thanks everybody for listening. Make sure to follow us on X, and we'll have lots of cool stuff coming soon. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, let's welcome Leah, the Chief Strategy Officer of BitGPT. Hi, Leah.
Hi, everybody. My name is Leah. I'm founding partner and Chief Strategy Officer of BitGPT. I'm very excited to share to you today what we've been working and already launching together with the BNB team over the last weeks since we were actually part of the MVP Accelerator. And for that, I'm sharing my presentation. So I want to talk you through a little bit the world that we're building at BitGPT, the products that we've launched, and then also move into a demo so you can see this in real-time application. So at BitGPT, our mandate is really that we're building infrastructure for autonomous AI economy. What does autonomy really mean, and what does it need? In order to build this infrastructure, we're building 3 core pillars for the foundation. One is an agent builder. We're also building fine-tune infrastructure, and we've built payment infrastructure for agent-to-agent payments. Now, the importance here is also that we're building an edge compute network where small language models are hosted on personal devices to cater to the decentralized aspect of BitGPT. Now, the payment infrastructure today, which is really what I want to hone in on because it's the latest product that we've launched, is not viable for AI agents, right? We have legacy systems that were built for credit cards, aka humans. We have high transaction fees with Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal. And there's really no standardization. So every time you have a payment gateway, it asks you to enter your details in a different format. The agents today don't really know and don't have a way to pay or get paid. So when we have an agent economy, it's important that your agent is both discoverable and purchasable. When we were reviewing this for our own need, we actually realized, okay, there's no standards such as PCI or ISOS for machine-to-machine transactions. They are missing how to perform really the transaction, which is, the ability to really identify an agent and transact to it, which requires a wallet and different mechanisms. And making that also a universal infrastructure, whether it's on Web 2 or Web 3, essentially just really viable infrastructure made for agents and not retrofitted for agents, as we've seen people like Visa try to do. What resulted out of this exploration is an open protocol called H402. Some of you may have heard of Coinbase's X402. We actually launched H402 2 weeks before. The intention for us with H402 is this is an open standard. It supports any token, any chain, and any agent, meaning it supports BNB, it even supports Bitcoin, and thus is a real differentiator to X402, which only supports Coinbase and USDC. And that is why we launched this together with the BNB community, because we're bringing the functionality to BNB builders that they can monetize and purchase agent services with BNB. What does this allow, really? This allows for H402 to connect with any agents, any creators, any merchants, any enterprises. You will have no fees, no minimum, no chargeback. This is something, an open source contribution we're giving to the community that all BNB builders can build on top of. The beauty of H402, for those that don't know where the name comes from, is it actually originates back to the beginning of the internet, where we had, or we still have, the HTTP status codes. For example, if you open a website and there's a 404 error code, we all know that that means that there's an error. H402 is a similar standard and status code that was built initially to receive payments. It's a pretty arduous interaction, and that's why payment gateways emerged, such as a PayPal or a Visa or a MasterCard and a Stripe, because it wasn't human friendly, but it's a perfect interaction and gateway for agents. And it's already implemented in every website in the world. So if I go to a merchant on Shopify, they already have the H402 embedded into their URL structure, meaning the agent can directly go and settle a purchase with BNB, for example, if you want it to buy your clothing for you. So that's one of the many examples. You can also create and monetize an API. You can change the monetization behavior to, for example, streaming rates instead of what we have today, which is oftentimes a one-off purchase or a subscription monthly. Now, that obviously opens a whole suite of services where agents are going to be the next consumer for most infrastructure companies. Think of compute or inference. If an agent needs to pay for it as part of an agentic workflow, we cannot suspect that there will be a human in the loop issuing a credit card kind of authorization every step of the way. It can help edge nodes buy and sell bandwidth at any time. It can help with OAuth and cookies. Recently, also Cloudflare, for example, launched an agent crawl, meaning it will also block websites and agentic behavior, meaning that H402 will help you navigate through this Cloudflare new release as well. Now, we've talked about the open protocol, H402, which we're handing to every builder, also those on BNB, but on any chain, to build and create their own examples of agent-to-agent transactions. We also built our own SaaS product on top of H402, and that's a product called 402 Pay. Now, 402 Pay, we built it really as a no-code platform that is very easy to use, as you can see, where your agents become discovered, purchased, and monetized. So it's a 3-step process. I choose a product that I want to essentially denote. Maybe I'm AWS and I want to sell compute to agents. Then I choose and attach a wallet to it, and I choose the crypto or fiat that I want to denote the currency in. The beauty of 402 Pay is that it's actually an agentic payment proxy instead of a payment gateway. So it's an agent that receives and can settle directly with the merchant, aka it doesn't require a merchant to have to implement essentially like a payment gateway and the buy-in there. So let's look at this in practice. All of you can go onto 402pay.com. You can press into playground mode. We're currently in closed beta with some customers. We have a volume of around 200K transactions a month at the moment. If you go onto the playground, you can see it's very easy to create an offering. So I click here. I'm like, okay, I'll select an image if I want to. Maybe I'm selling a unique beauty product if I'm an Instagram creator, or a digital course. Or maybe I'm selling access to a very niche API. I give this a product name, test with BNB. I denote the currency. Maybe this is going to cost $2. I can write a description, and I create the product. It creates an offering, and voila, you have a very easy to send link. Imagine this being your new Venmo or your new PayPal link, and now people and agents can find and pay for your services and digital products online. If you want to have a deeper dive into what you can build with this based on the example, I urge you to visit H402, which is the Open Protocol website. And then you can go on GitHub and view some open examples to test and also have a quick guide to implement this. The tech is live and it's ready for everyone to use We're always extremely excited to work with builders that are using H402. So do please reach out if you have an agent idea, if you want that agent to be monetized, especially if your community is really strong on BNB, you won't be able to use X402. So H402 is your only solution to monetize that agent. So that's the demo part. Now, what does this look like on the back end? You've seen how easy it is to use, right? 3 steps. I choose my product, I connect a wallet, and I denote the currency. This can be crypto or fiat on and off ramping if you're using our 402 Pay product. On the back end, this is the level of complexity of the agent that we are abstracting, right? It's actually quite complex, the interaction between a human, an agent, and also the merchant and a blockchain to submit the transaction. So we have about 15 steps that we've been able to abstract away all the complexity for builders of any technological literacy degree. I want to talk a little bit about where we've gotten to with our kind of Binance ecosystem partnership as well. So we are extremely supportive and happy to work with the BNB ecosystem and Binance at large, specifically given CZ's real support of making BNB the AI chain. And that is part of our mandate together in this partnership of creating that mind share. We were part of the MBB Accelerator earlier this year, for which we launched 402 Pay. We're also listed on BNB Kickstart and an infrastructure provider, and are now embedding ourselves with more and more of the Binance ecosystem companies. What is really exciting about this is that through the implementation of a decentralized AI partner, aka BitGPT, us, it allows us to actually go into an existing ecosystem like Binance and really offer value at different levels of the stack, right? So on the exchange side, for example, agents can now auto purchase in BNB. You can set limit orders or any type of programmable transactions. So whereas before we might have been beholden to UI changing, now agents can actually help us navigate these tools on our behalf. If we look at Binance Pay, it's an ecosystem with 32,000 merchants. By plugging this in with 402 Pay, we make those merchants that are already ready to receive crypto compatible with all other merchants in the web, now able to also receive BNB for purchasing products. Obviously, BNB Chain, extremely excited to be working with you guys, and especially the builder community is very strong, very AI-centric. On the wallet side, as you all know, agents right now are changing the paradigm of how wallets can work, both from the user interaction, but also these are quintessential wallets that agents will need in order to fulfill transactions and fulfill order flows. The beauty here is that every wallet owner will have a one-to-many relationship. So one wallet might have several agents that it's powering. And then when we look at the YZ portfolio companies, we can help those portfolio bots and deeper nodes become like marquee examples of BNB powered AI. So this slide, we incorporated it because we really want to show that this is a larger commitment to us helping really bring frontier AI to the BNB Binance ecosystem, not just in the form of like, here's a fun trading agent, or I'm going to call my agent, Susan, and it's going to do something for me. Those were amazing ways to create a flywheel and monetization. But for us, monetization is real world adoption, real world monetization. Can your agent use your BNB in your Binance wallet to pay for a t-shirt online? That's the simplicity and ease that we want to create, because we understand that we are moving from e-commerce to agent commerce, a-commerce. That's really a testament to the future that we're building. We don't just want BNB to be the AI chain in name, but we really want it to be the backbone of the agent economy. Maybe that's a wallet native agent treasury, BNB native billing, or an agent powered merchant network that really uses Binance Pay and exposes it to the 402 endpoint. Let me see. So I'd love you to also meet the team behind BitGPT. Excuse me. There we go. Having a little glitch here. So let's talk about the why, and then I'll show you the roadmap and the team behind this. Why is now a really important time? So as mentioned, H402 standard has existed. We're not asking anyone to implement anything new, but it was lying dormant because it was too arduous to use. And so we've been absorbing all these transaction fees from credit card vendors. However, once you have an agent payment proxy, a credit card will cease to be relevant or even useful to an agent at all. So we're able to sidestep that entire infrastructure side. It's composable and decentralized. It's universally compatible. Again, whether you're Web 2 or Web 3, we don't differentiate. This is just the best tech for any agent. It is thus chain agnostic, but even currency agnostic, because you can have on and off ramping with fiat. It's a one-line monetization, and it's really designed for the agent economy versus what I think we're seeing a lot right now is big credit card companies are trying to retrofit their product line to somewhat accommodate agents, like, Visa's agent kit. It creates these tokens that are loyalty points, but you need to tap your credit card, etc. As you can see, it's very clunky, and it's not going to sustain the bandwidth that we need. Blockchain can sustain microtransactions, millions of transactions a day, but it wasn't yet connected to the HTTP 402 standard, and that's the bridge that we've essentially created. The roadmap of the next year is really exciting. Our endpoint in Q1 next year is really having built this agent-based commerce network. So it's fully operational, fully decentralized commerce platform for peer-to-peer transactions of agents. And what we've launched and are launching now is 402 Pay, which is already in a closed beta. Very excited to onboard new merchants very soon. Excited to announce big partnerships of people using 402 Pay to accept crypto. 402 Pay has become so popular for merchants because it actually doesn't require them to change their entire sort of financial backbone or even like tax infrastructure, etc., as it would if they were having to decide whether they allow or accept a crypto payment gateway. For them, they will get a settlement in fiat with 402 Pay. The agent proxy receives it in crypto and essentially transacts it and converts it into the currency of choice. That is why, and the core takeaway of today is really, this is a new product class, a agentic payment proxy, instead of what before was a payment gateway, which was a very difficult ask of merchants to adopt. The team behind BitGPT is an amazing team. My co-founder, Simona Giacomelli, and CEO, founded SingularityNet 2017 together with our CMO, Ryan. Obviously, 2017, already setting the first mandate for the intersection of AI and Web3. So we've been dedicated to the space for the last 8 years. This isn't just a hype for us. This isn't just a trend. And we came out of stealth last year. And we had a team of academics backed by, Stanford, Cambridge University, and some incredible investors as well. Thank you so much for listening. Now,
Thank you, Leah, for the amazing sharing, and looking forward to more updates from your team. And now let's open it up to the audience Q&A. Then please select 2 questions from our X Live post.
Let me see if there's anything recent that's popped in.
Yeah, everyone do comment your question right now.
Okay, so we have one from 6 minutes ago from Conveyor, which is asking how straightforward is it to integrate 402 Pay into existing APIs or AI agents? What is the zero integration complexity? So as you saw, 402 Pay is our product built on top of the open protocol. And our target user for this is really a non-technical business user. The idea is really you upload your API, you connect it as a symbolic representation of the API, and it's ready to go in 3 simple steps. That for us is really a testament to how easy to integrate 402 Pay is, and that's why it's having a lot of positive resonance with merchants, because we're not asking them to go and build something. Now, if you are a builder, you obviously have the freedom and the exploration to go and use H402 for whatever you need and whatever you want to build. And we're very excited to see those use cases as well. But for making your agent discoverable, monetizable, and purchasable, AKA I have an API, for example, to a very unique data set that I want to monetize. Maybe think of the New York Times. The New York Times right now, all its content is not being picked up by any LLM, ChatGPT or Claude, because its content is behind a paywall. But it's very valuable content, right? It's, Class A content. That's why it's behind a paywall. So now with 402 Pay, New York Times could integrate it, and any LLM can now actually request access to maybe one single article. It can pay per view or per stream or per click. And it might be a microtransaction, it might be 0.002 cents. But the point is, it's extremely easy for the New York Times to implement, extremely easy for agents to find of any registry in any network. And then this transaction actually can happen for the first time. And there's so much quality data and content that's still naturally gatekept because people want to monetize it, that 402 Pay essentially unlocks and makes accessible. So there is a whole new, almost data economy or service economy that will become unleashed once people feel safe enough that their product would actually be valorized in the form of being monetized. That's a great question. And then question number 2, I'm going to go back to an earlier one. So, a more of a broader question, why did BitGPT choose BNB Chain as its first place to launch 402 Pay? So I've answered that a little bit throughout the presentation. First of all, 402 Pay is chain agnostic. So ultimately, at the end of the day, we understand that the contribution happens through collaborative and interoperable environments. So when we chose who's our first partner to launch this with, we looked at, obviously, where is there an amazingly strong ecosystem with existing distribution of both builders and consumers and applications where we can really show the full breadth of what BitGPT will be. So what you've seen today is 402 Pay. In the very near future, we're accompanying 402 Pay with an easy-to-use agent builder. So now you essentially have a Shopify equivalent for agents, which is when the web happened, people were incentivized to build a website because ultimately it allowed them to sell a product. Think of e-commerce as a whole. So for us, it was about finding an ecosystem where the breadth of our user experience can really be exemplified. And that's why BNB Chain and also the larger Binance ecosystem has been incredibly amazing for us. We are very supportive of builders. Please reach out to us on X. Our handle is BitGPT Network. Please reach out to myself. My email is leah@bitgpt.network. And, looking every day for amazing builders that are building on top of H402, people that want to use 402 Pay. So, for example, maybe you're a builder and you've built something amazing and you've struggled to adopt Web2 merchants or people that are perhaps more crypto skeptical. 402 Pay is an amazing partner, because by using us as this agentic proxy, you can fulfill your entire suite of transactions in BNB, stay true to what you already are, but you don't have to, be dependent on the buy-in of a specific merchant of wanting to accept crypto. So those are great use cases that BNB and the BNB builders have already brought to us, and we look forward to seeing more of them. So yeah, thank you for your questions.
Thank you, Leah, for your team's contribution to BNB Chain, and everyone do follow BitGPT on X for the latest update. And let's wrap up today's session. A huge thank you to Chris from ChainGPT and Leah from BitGPT, and all of you who joined us today. And stay tuned for more from the BNB Chain AI ecosystem. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, the community.